All right, hello, everybody. Hello. I'm here with a guest, so y'all, everybody, you all know who I am. If you've been watching my videos if you watch my videos from time to time, my name is Saif Sekalala, and today I'm here with a guest. Okay, today finally we have a guest, and I'm just gonna let him introduce himself and we'll just get straight into it. Now, I've said this before in my videos. My trademark, the one of my goals is to keep these videos short and sweet because I want to hold your attention. So, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my guest to you all, and then we're going from there. Steve.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Steven Quijano. That's phonetically Quijano. It's a Spanish name. I am a first-generation immigrant from Colombia.
Okay, cool. Me too. I'm a Christian too. Your accent, you don't sound like your
Well, I
accent
came here
very-
at a very young age. I got here when I was 3 years old.
Oh, cool.
Very young. So I got here. I got assimilated into the culture.
Gotcha.
So you can hear the New York accent come out sometimes.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Man. Like Oregon, Oregon has done nothing to it. You know?
No.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, no. So I'm a first generation. I'm an electrical engineer. I graduated from Stony Brook University down here in New York and Long Island.
What's the mascot?
The Moscow Seawolves.
Ooh, Seawolf.
Go Seawolves!
All
It's been
right.
a long time since I said that.
Yeah, right, but it doesn't matter. Loyalty, man. All right, that's your alma mater. All right, and then anything else?
Yeah, I mean, even though I'm an electrical engineer, some things I love to do is cook. I love cooking. I actually go through all the cooking channels.
Okay. Are you good?
I'm pretty good.
So Colombian cuisine.
Colombian cuisine, Italian cuisine.
Is it spicy? Is Colombian cuisine spicy?
No, not at all. We can't take spice.
All right, cool. So, so again, this is Steven here. So I'm gonna let him tell you about the next question for him is kind of where are we? How? It might be obvious, but I'm just gonna let him do the talking in terms of how we met. And I want you to be honest. You're a Christian, right?
Yes,
so
I'm
I
Christian.
believe it's the commandment number 8. Don't bear false witness, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Tell the truth in terms of this weird dude. Like, how did this guy get you to do this? All right. So
Yeah, today is just a random day. I feel like coming to Starbucks, doing some work.
you live here in the area.
No, I am not. I'm actually visiting my family here in New Jersey. I live in Oregon now, so I'm only here for visiting. But I am very familiar with the Starbucks. My sister is a Keen graduate.
It's Kane.
Kane, oh, sorry.
Kane. Okay. I wear Cougars. Woohoo! All right. Okay. Kane graduate. So you've been here before.
Yeah, I've been here a couple times. So yeah, I just came in just to study, do some work. I guess I came in smiling, and it kind of attracted my friends here. I got myself an iced ginger chai. Ordered it. This guy just came up to me and he said, "Hey, you look really happy and friendly." And I was like, "Yes, I am, I guess."
So let me ask you something. So like a lot of people, you can judge. You can pretty much when you meet someone right away, right? You can study them and like tell what kind of person they're in terms of. You know what? This person looks this. Let me not bother them. I'm a small talk kind of guy. Are you into small talk as well? How do you react with a guy like this? Sometimes, God forbid, people want to like hit you up with money or whatever. But like, so for you, what do you take it as? Like, what was the impression of it?
No, I'm a Christian guy, so like I'm used to saying hi to random people. We do it at church all the time, It's really different.
You have a
things.
smiling face, man. Like his face, like.
I think I'm on for that.
All right, cool. And so let's just move on to question number 2, which we're doing good in time so far. Tell us what you do, how you got into it, and then tell us what you do, how you got into it, and then advice for students, because I already know what you do, but please share with our audience and just give some advice to students that like they might want to do it. Maybe they know like that it pays well and it's important, but like they're afraid of it because it's hard.
So, as you all know, I'm an electrical engineer. I graduated from Stony Brook and I got a job at a semiconductor company called Lamb Research. That's not the animal. It's LAM. Don't study pharmacology, you know that. But we are actually a specialty company that sells machines that do part of the steps of the semiconductor fabrication. We focus on deposition, which is where we use plasma and gases to embed into the silicon.
Go on.
We embed into the silicon and create the wafer structure. That is like the very first step of creating a circuit layout.
Now, have you visited? Because so what you do is more like the engineering kind of planning stage thing. But have you visited you just told me there's a plant in Oregon, right? Have you visited there, the clean room and whatnot? Did you go inside? Did you wear the white,
So on my job, when we work on the machines, we are in a clean room. You have to wear, basically, if anybody's ever seen Breaking Bad, you wear exactly that suit. You wear the entire suit. You gotta wear goggles. You gotta wear a beard mask if you have a beard. You have to wear a face mask.
Tell us about, because in the surgery room, the cleanliness of the air, there's something they do to it. Tell us how important it is, how clean the air has to be in that room, and tell us about the technology, the engineering, the complexity of that space. Tell us about
So the clean room is called clean room for a reason. We filter the air. It has to be absolutely clean because any small particle, even a small hair fall lingering from my ear here, will completely ruin a wafer, and that is $10,000 per wafer. And so imagine you're losing millions of dollars if the air is completely dirty.
So QA, and usually the QA, the process works. Usually that doesn't happen, right? I'm hoping.
No, it does not. We try to clean the. We keep the room very clean. We have very strict rules. You have to wear your protective gear. You cannot wear anything that exposes any hairs.
Is there a chamber you go into before you wear the suit, where some kind of clean lights are No.
That's very sci-fi. No. we just gown up. We make sure nothing is exposed besides our eyes.
So I didn't mean to interrupt you. So we're telling us about the process. So just kind of wrap that up a little bit about the process, about the wafers, about the semiconductor wafers, which, and then just tell us overall, in a nutshell, what you do, why it's for. I get it because we've talked about it before, but overall, the computer that we're using uses chips, and so just wrap that up a little bit because I was just the clean room. I had to ask about that.
So just to keep it simple, because it is a very complex process. What we do is we grab the bare silicon. We get that silicon. We embed it with a bunch of chemicals inside this chamber. So there's 4 stations. Imagine 1, 2, 3, 4. In each of these stations, there's a wafer, a silicon wafer. Then we throw gases, we throw plasma, and all kinds of stuff, and that creates a reaction, and then it starts creating your circuitry, right? Once that deposition is done, there's a little robot handler that literally grabs it like this, just like that, like a little cup holder, right? Grabs it, brings it out, brings it into something what we call a hoop. A hoop is just imagine a container containing all the wafers in there. Then in those really big fabrications like Intel or TSMC, they have literal robots that grab these hoops, bring them up a conveyor belt way high up. I'm just saying this, but they're massive.
I'm geeking out right now. I'm geek out and go on.
Yeah. They grab those hoops. They then take them to the next step, which is etching.
But the role that you do is it's in the beginning.
My role in this whole industry is creating the electrical system architecture of the machine.
Gotcha.
I basically create the communication. We help facilitate the power distribution amongst the tools. So we have generators that create RF. So we have to make sure we filter properly because that is dangerous stuff. A bunch of that stuff.
All right, I really like the answer, and it's to me, it's not boring. To me, it sounds super cool. Students, this is a STEM career. That is your job is a prototypical STEM career. It's very rewarding, and it's work that's very important for our nation, for the world, to solve problems. But mathematics, physics, chemistry, all this stuff, students are afraid of it. Math is hard to learn, math is hard to teach. What would you tell a student who, like, maybe they're very determined to learn this stuff and they want to, like, what advice would you give in terms of like, how to get into a career like yours?
So yeah, I was also like a student. I was a student before. I was terrified of this stuff because I wasn't the greatest at math. I got good at math not until college. I would probably average 80, right? But in engineering fields, you find people that average of like 4.0s, or you see people who are insanely good at math, and it's very daunting. You feel almost like a fraud being there.
Yeah. Imposter syndrome, right?
Exactly. But don't get scared of it, because the beauty of math is that the more you practice it,
the better you get at it.
And it's something that you start building muscle memory into. So even though I wasn't the best at it, over time, you build a skill set that you can now actually play with the players.
You can actually use the theory to kind of like the theory makes sense. Let me just try to, like, the way I'm hearing it is everything made sense what you said, but like I guess then as a layperson, for me the way I see that, let's say I'm a student and I'm learning this stuff. Freshman year, I declare the major, let's say engineering, electrical engineering is my major. Freshman year, I'm gonna struggle. I'll get tutoring. I'll kind of just do my best, whatever. I might repeat some classes here and there. I might drop along the way, or whatever. Get some W's. But eventually, muscle memory builds up. I get the ability to kind of like to relate the concepts, to play around with them, to be able to use them eventually, to use the theory in practice, and like later on for the internship and for the job, you would actually use it. So like when you get to that level, like basically, how does it? I'm trying to form this question in a good way. The lower level stuff that you learn, do you later on see like, so this is what that like this is how I help with periodic table and all that. Like, do you see?
Believe it or not, the foundation mathematics and physics are actually the most important things. And so the great part is you get them out done early. Yes, in your junior or senior year, or even like more advanced graduate school, you do more of the advanced stuff. But when you get a job, you usually really focus on those foundations, because you won't be doing everything like you do in college. You're gonna learn to specialize.
So you cover this class, you take these classes, these credits, you take these courses along the way, mathematics, physics, maybe some little bit of chemistry, whatever.
Yeah.
Later on, then you learn, like the EE classes or whatever. But then later on, what you're seeing is, it's amazing how, like, surprisingly, you get to use the concepts, the lower level concepts. You actually use them on the job.
Yes, you use them way more than the advanced.
And is it fun to do that?
Yes, it actually is, because believe it or not, there's a saying we have at work called KISS.
Keep it simple, sweetheart.
Sweetheart, yes. You should keep it clean.
Uh-huh.
But the beauty of that is that engineers, our basic foundation is solving problems.
Exactly.
And sometimes problems don't require complex thought process to fix.
I can relate with debugging. Debugging, programming. Sometimes you look at it and you pull your hair and you do the rubber duck, you touch the rubber duck, or you just touch your friends, and in the end it might be like a semicolon.
Just a semicolon off, yeah. It's the simplest things that you find.
So then, advice-wise, for educators and for STEM advocates like myself, what you just said, the last part where, like, wow, it feels so much, it's fun to see how the processes are laid out, like hell. How can we entice students by showing them the fact that, these concepts, this is how they use in the real world. Like, what would you say about that?
The story of mine is, I used to love working on planes, right?
Like real planes?
Like real planes, yeah. So
I'm a student pilot. I'm going to show you my pilot. I'm a student pilot. I've flown a plane several times, actually. So you used to love working on them.
I used to love working on them.
As a mechanic.
As a mechanic. Yes, so I went to aviation high school down in Long Island City, New York.
This guy's interesting.
So I thought I was going there to become a pilot. I completely got bamboozled. It's a mechanic school. It's a trade school. But the beauty of it is what God shows you is that, sometimes the thing you want may not be the thing you need.
I need you to repeat that. What God tells you, like what God shows you.
What God shows you. Sometimes what you want may not be what you need.
For the record, by the way,
I am Christian.
And I'm Jewish. But it doesn't matter. We're pretty the same guy. Anyway, so tell us. So you're trying to connect that part, that story, to in the end, like the question I asked is basically how can we educators as advocates show students the fact that look, this stuff that it's boring you, that's hard, you'll use it later and it's going to be fun.
You find something that you want to solve or fix, right? Some people want to help people get new artificial limbs. Some people want to help in terms of driving. There's so many things that you can help with.
Problem solving.
You find something that you really love or are interested in, and you apply your STEM knowledge into it. That's going to help reinforce your love for STEM. It's going to help you overcome fear, because it is difficult, yes.
Yeah.
But when you have something you're passionate towards, plus practice, you start seeing results slowly.
Just to wrap up our interview, and you've already touched on this, but tell us about mentorship and about the organization in which you're part of and where you mentored students for STEM and that kind of thing. Just talk a little bit about mentorship and just give some shout outs to like folks at your church, family, friends, and whatever. This is going to be on YouTube, so tell us about that.
So in college, college is very daunting. I'm a first generation immigrant. Not many immigrants, especially of Latin culture, love STEM, right? They usually tell us to just
go. Everybody, white people don't like even white folks. Maybe there's some like structural advantages where Anglos, like WASP. So
I think what I'm saying is culturally, Latin culture doesn't really tend towards that. We tend towards more the arts.
The artistic side. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. The arts, or maybe working just a blue collar job like construction or electrician, stuff like that. So I was a bit afraid in college because I'm the first time college student.
Your first gen.
And so luckily I found this society called Society of Professional Hispanic Engineers. I'm gonna be sure to like add the title to the bottom of the thing. If I don't, please hold me to it. All right, because this is very, very important. And their website and all that. And SHEP is basically a collection of Hispanic people who are all interested in STEM. And the great part about this society is that it built a community where we all support one another in terms of STEM advocacy. And so there was a program called SHEP Junior, which is going out to local high schools in Long Island and showing kids the beauty of STEM, the amazingness that you can go through it. It's not just about money, it's just the awesome science.
It's like problem solving and like, so great. You joined that as a mentee?
Yes, I was a student first before I became a teacher.
Then later on you mentored.
Yes.
And so,
And so over time I was elected SHEP Junior Chair. And so we went out to Brentwood and Brentwood High School, and we went to...
Is that close by here?
No, that's in Long Island. That's near Stony Brook.
Gotcha. So y'all went out there.
Yeah, we went out there. We would go out with the students and show them all these programs. We did Noches of Ciencias, which is Night of Science, for those who don't speak Spanish. We did all kinds of field trips to like the Aviation Museum. This is showcase, like, this is the amazingness of science.
Gotcha.
You can build planes, You could build artificial limbs. You could build robotic.
Let's talk
fingers.
numbers. In the end, results-wise, how many did you, like off the top of your mind, in the end, the impact that that program has done over the years in terms of students that got convinced to study STEM and that actually wanted to become engineers? You have some like rough numbers? You yourself.
Yeah, I have the statistics for my class, but not overall.
But overall, just like just we're not gonna quote you on it, but like, just tell us how successful the program has been. 'Cause it sounds like it has
STEM
been.
is a very successful program. If you go to it now, we're at the national level. They have conferences where they bring students and college students out for internship, for job opportunities. So like everybody has a chance. And the great part about this is not just the job offers. It's the fact that you get to build a community and networking. You meet all kinds of great people, amazing people.
Oh my god! All right, 20 minutes. Usually I try to keep them short, but this was worth it. Shout outs.
Shout outs to Shep, Stony Brook, Go Sea Wolves. Shout out to my family who's always been there in my life and supporting me in this engineering endeavor. Also to my church, Rose Church has been very detrimental to me in terms of like.
Where is that? In Oregon?
That is in Oregon.
All right.
It's in Portland.
You know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like all those details. I'm gonna write them under the video.
Yeah.
One last thing. Shout outs. Are you doing shout outs anymore?
Oh, and my group of friends in Oregon who are my second family as well.
Okay, all right, okay. Parents alive?
Yes.
You did not shout out to your parents?
I said family.
All right, one last thing.
It's a big Latin family.
One last thing. As a Christian, as a believer in God, give some advice to someone like me. I shared earlier or whatever, and I've been very open about it. You're going through something where your faith is being tested, like the book of Job, like Job held on to it, but like, what would you tell people like that are going through tough times right now? What advice would you give them?
As a Christian, as a human being, we're all going to go through tough times. We're going to struggle through something. Everybody has their own problems or challenges they face, and it's okay to doubt, right? It is okay.
In my religion, we're encouraged, like theodicy, I believe, is like we sometimes debate. Obviously, not for the purpose. You're going to come back. We believe in it. But for instance, why did God allow the Holocaust to happen? You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the answer to that, right? Because only God does. But what I can say is sometimes the darkest things are what shines the light in you.
What I'm going through right now can help me somehow. It's cold blue weather in this Arctic chill.
Sometimes we don't see it, and we won't see it maybe for a few years or a few days.
God's time, right?
It's God's time, and when the right moment comes, you'll notice it. Like I'm a first generation immigrant, right? We came here with nothing but clothes on our backs. And over time, we struggled for the first 2 decades. But look at us now. We're college graduates. We have engineers. We have teachers in our family. Right?
All right. I did touch my lips, so I'm not gonna like shake. But like, Steven, thank you so much. It was really. You've been my first guest on the YouTube channel. Well, I'm lying. I'm kind of lying now. I'm sorry. No. You are, but Michelle Chance, Professor Michelle Chance, a colleague of mine, we did a video called Drakeology about Drake, about my boy Drake. The beef with Kendrick Lamar, who do you support? Careful what you answer now, right now.
K-Down.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna post this video. I'm not gonna. Anyway, look. No. Alright, anyway, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your wisdom. And best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Just God bless you and peace out. All right, folks. This is it. And I really hope you've enjoyed this video. This is a little different because normally it's just me or like slides, PowerPoint slides or whatever. But it's been really fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you as well. Thank you, Steven. And please stay tuned for such other videos in the future, all right? God bless. Bye-bye now.